And we're live.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Queen's Landing. I'm your host, Melissa Byrne, and my co-host is Gabby, and we're joined by the young folks writer, Yasmin, and we're here to just delve right into episode 4 of season 7 of Game of Thrones, The Spoils of War, and we'd like to just jump right into it. We have all just seen it right now, so this is very fresh and raw, and we're gonna go ahead and talk about this. Let's go. We opened up with Cersei, right? Or no? Cersei?
It was I think it was Jaime and what's the guy's name that he's always with?
And Jon.
Yeah, and they're kind of just leaving Highgarden, and they're securing the money and getting everyone back to King's Landing, and thinking they've kind of won. So. Which is funny when you think about what happens at the end of this episode.
Yes, that's right. So Bronn keeps telling Jaime, "Why do you look so glum?" And of course, he just found out how his nephew died because Olenna in the last episode she won her death scene. Man, she told him the truth, and I can't wait until Cersei finds out.
Yeah, I was kind of like, that money is not making it all the way to King's Landing. I cannot wait to see how they are screwed over. Because honestly, after what they did to Highgarden and now all the Tyrells are extinct, I just want them to just have something just horrible happen to them now. I'm tired of them winning.
Well, apparently according to Tarly, gold needed to be the king, but then the end, obviously, food is so they're going to starve.
Oh wait, so the gold already went there? The gold wasn't at the end?
See, that's what I'm confused about.
He said gold has been sent to King's Landing. So like far away. But like the gold is safely being taken to King's Landing. But she burned the rest of the food because they like stole the harvest from the farmers around Highgarden. So the food's gone. So now she kind of has like their army stranded. We're jumping ahead, but I'm just saying, yeah.
Oh, okay. Then that kind of changes things a bit.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I was like, my brother said it got there, and then I was like, but wait, I thought she burned all. Yeah, but I guess that makes sense. I mean, at least it's still a big loss for them, though, especially for Jaime. I think his morale is completely crushed by this ending. And I mean, I guess I'm not trying to jump ahead, but it's just kind of hard to talk about this opening scene without thinking about what happens at the end.
Whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, so, I mean, I just think battle scene, I think this is one of the first things I want to talk about here. It's just because it was crazy. And I think, we've had, like, we usually get only one big battle per season, and now we've had, like, what, 3? 2?
2.5. Like Highgarden was
the biggest one so far. I don't really count the last one as like a battle per se.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's just kind of we're so used to waiting like until like the end of the season for stuff like this. So these payoffs are coming a lot more frequently, and I just loved how just Daenerys stormed in. It was just amazing. It was
God. I got chills, and I'm going to just tell you guys, I got a little bit teary-eyed. Because I feel like we all have been waiting for this moment forever, and to actually see her ride her dragon into battle with, like, the other Westerosi opponents, it was something we've been waiting for like, years. So I got a little emotional. It was amazing. I love seeing her so like confident on her dragon. Of course, Drogon's hurt now, and I'm worried. But thankfully, his tail like smashed the scorpion, so that's a upside. And then also they got to see what weapons Cersei has, so maybe they'll think of somehow to kind of like teach Drogon how to like swerve a little bit better. I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah, her doing something that's like relevant to the Westeros timeline, because for so long she was just like across the sea doing her own thing, and I'm just like, is she ever going to get across to Westeros? Is she ever actually going to take a part in this game? And it was so nice to finally see her be a part of this war, making it like her own, like making, you know, being finally a queen, I guess you can say.
Yeah, I think I'm never gonna get like sick of watching everyone's faces when they first see the dragons flying. Everyone's just like, oh, what is it? Like they're back, you know? It's just so good. Like I think I almost love that a little bit more than her and the dragon itself. I just like watching everyone's reaction to it. It's just so funny. Definitely think I love the way this whole battle came out. I mean, obviously because Daenerys won, but also because you know, I think it's just we've been waiting for this victory all season. We kept thinking it was going to be an easy win for her, and she kept just 2 major setbacks. Oh man, I just did a weird sound.
Yeah, it's a little bit from your end.
Actually, I think.
Me?
Yeah. Do you have your headphones on?
No, I don't.
Yeah, put them on. I'm echoing. That's what.
Okay, keep talking about yourselves.
Anyway, sorry guys. This is what happens when you do it live. But yeah.
Yeah, it was great to finally see it like from that end. But also, you know, you can't help but be a little frustrated at Daenerys too, because as much as the battle was fun, it was great to look at, you know, it was probably not the best move on her end to actually do that. You know, she has the advisor telling her, you know, you shouldn't do that. You really shouldn't risk your life to, you know, to make a point. And I think, you know, there probably could have been other better ways to handle that.
Yeah.
Like, how did you even know that they were storming Highgarden? Did they just happen to protect Highgarden?
Yeah, that's actually a good question. I don't know how they got that intel, but I guess
I think the spider finally did his job and told her some information.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I feel like her spy master and her hand have been, up until now, have been doing a shitty job at their jobs. So maybe the intel came from him.
I mean, I think we all kind of thought Tyrion was going to be a great hand and a great strategist, and I mean, do you guys think that he kind of is a little off his game because he's going after his brother and sister? Do you think that's true, or do you think it's just bad luck on his part? Like he's not thinking smart enough.
Yeah, no, I definitely think. I think also it's him going against his brother and sister, because you saw his face when he saw that all of his soldiers were like blowing up, and I thought he saw Jaime. I thought they made eye contact. I don't think that they did, but he hates Cersei, but he and Jaime always were kind of close in a sort of way, and I think he feels guilty because he's hurting Jaime specifically, not necessarily Cersei, and he knows that Jaime is there, and he knows that he's screwing him over in a way. So I think he's kind of, you know, conflicted about that still, because even though Cersei is a horrible person, it's still, you know, his family, I would say.
Yeah, I agree. You definitely saw his face when he was like, Jaime, don't do it. Like, don't do it. I mean, you could tell he really didn't want to hurt his brother. And even when the Dothraki general guy was like, oh, your people like are awful at fighting, he didn't even like want to agree with him. He was right, but I think it hurt. I think he looked a little hurt. Like he looked sad. Mm-hmm. I think it kind of confirmed like that suspicion that, you know, I kind of had for a little, like ever since maybe he lost the first battle, or advised the wrong kind of advice, that he might not be at his full game just because of that.
Yeah, I thought he had great ideas, but so that's why I said I feel like it's a bit of bad luck, because before we saw Cersei kind of thinking ahead of him, we all thought, oh, that's a pretty good plan. Like, don't attack with the foreigners, attack with the Westeros houses. But then, I don't know. I'm not sure if it's the writing that's bad, that's making it unusually, I mean, that's making Tyrion an unusually bad hand, because we all know he's very smart and he's intelligent and he's strategic. So that's why it's kind of pissed me off a little bit how he's coming off the season so far.
Yeah, me too. I think he hasn't been helpful. And I mean, not that he always has to be helpful, but I think that's what we always loved about him, was that he had all this, like, he was very clever and smart, and he was willing to, I mean, he was able to get himself out of all these kinds of situations. And I don't know, I guess today, like, seeing him, you saw, like, his face. He looked sad. So, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think he might be a little bit, maybe it's clouding his judgment, but I think it's easier for him to make these strategies from Dragonstone or from, like, out of Westeros. But I think he realized that once he got there, like, what exactly he was doing. And yeah, I'm really curious to see what he does next, because in next week's preview they kind of made it sound like you need to have her under control, and I'm like, you know, what is Tyrion going to do to get her in control?
Which is weird, which is odd, because she's been following his advice for most of the time, but all his plans have failed. What else is she supposed to do? Not use her dragons? At least she didn't go to King's Landing to burn the Red Keep. She just went to Jaime and the Lannister soldiers. And I feel like it was a good move because she had to do something. She was taking too many L's. I don't know what else she could have done. Honestly, I'm not a hand.
Yeah, I think Tyrion didn't know how fully capable, like, her dragons were, how much power she actually has, and how much tyranny she can, like, spread with that. Because Tyrion didn't want Daenerys to go in the first place. Like, she kept saying that, you know, or he kept trying to warn her, you know, like, this was a bad idea. You know, a queen would, you know, do all of this from behind the scenes and whatnot. And I think when he saw, you know, the dragons, you know, burning everyone up and like in just like one fell swoop, I think he kind of saw, like, yeah, this was kind of, you know, I was right in a sense, you know, and this has to be put under control, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I think, like, I think it's easy for her to kind of lose her mind over her power that she has. I think, and I'm also kind of afraid she's going to go the way of her father and kind of lose herself to it, especially if she ends up taking the throne. And I'm kind of getting my green sight here, like I always do. But I always imagine her. I always imagine kind of like a twist at the end with her going mad with her power, and no one there to keep her in check. So I don't know if that. I'm not, like, in love with that theory, but I'm not counting it out. And I think the more I love the moments where she comes in and she takes charge, and I think it's great, but I also think there is a bit of a danger there for her losing herself.
Oh yeah, no, I totally agree. Like, starting from, like, the first season, like, going onward, I thought she was going to go mad and not even make it to Westeros. And now that she's in Westeros, I still think she's not even going to make it to the Iron Throne. I think she's going to be so obsessed with getting people to bow down to her and getting rid of all of her enemies that she's going to turn mad and not even get onto the Iron Throne. And imagine when she finds out that Jon is a Targaryen too, and she's not the last living one that she thought that she was. And that, in fact, Jon has more of a right to the throne than Daenerys does.
That's going to be very
I like happy endings. And I'm optimistic. So I'm thinking she's not going to go mad. And her and Jon are going to have Targaryen babies. And she has the right to the throne because she's older. She's the aunt. And that's how it's going to end. They're going to rule together.
That sounds a little too cookie cutter for Game of Thrones.
One of those things may happen.
One of them.
Yeah. I just don't see her going mad. I mean, it's like, because it's like in tonight's episode how Jon said, like, I think she has a good heart, and I think so too. And I believe Sunday, you know, when she said, I know that she will set me free, because we've seen her do that in the past, where she has given people she's given them the freedom to choose. So that's why I just don't see her going down that path of going mad. But that's just me. I may be in the lonesome island here.
Well, I mean, you know, she could have a good heart, but she could also a good heart can get corrupted. By power, especially. So that's why I think it is possible, and I think we kind of see a little bit of that when we when she was talking to Jon today, and he still wouldn't bend a knee, and I'm like, if you saw those little pictures or on the stone walls or whatever, and you saw that as, I guess, as much proof as he can give her at this point, and you're still asking for his allegiance, like, why can't you just work with him for now? I mean,
because they're both asking for things that because they both are powerful people that have different goals right now. So it's I don't know, like, I feel like it makes sense because she has to be smart in getting what she wants too, and not just giving him everything that he wants. Like, she needs to be able to get something out of this deal too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why I think that.
I mean, I understand that, but at the same rate, I'm just wondering what side of her is this coming from? Because she always demands like such loyalty from people, and I know she's been through a lot, and I think that's a good a precaution for her to take. But I don't know. I'm wondering if she's at Westeros, and now she has a big victory on her hands. Is what she's gonna do next, and I don't know. I'm actually really like mixed on my feelings on Daenerys. I mean, I love her as a character. I think she's really fascinating, but at the same time, I don't know what's gonna happen to her. I don't know what she's gonna do to herself or what others are gonna do to her. You know, and I mean, I think we're all in that same boat, but. Yeah, I think it hurts a little. It's a little bit more up in the air than some of the other characters.
Yeah, I mean, if we saw in the preview for the next episode, she says, "Tell them to bend the knee or they're going to die."
But she said, "I don't want to murder you guys. That's important. Don't leave that out, okay? Don't leave that out. Don't do it. Don't do it to my girl Daenerys."
I think I know what team you're on.
Daenerys. I keep saying Daenerys. Sorry.
Yeah.
Melissa, the #1 Daenerys supporter.
I am. I'm rooting for her to, do good and be good, and to hopefully sit on the throne and do some good. Yeah, that's me.
Honestly, I just don't want anyone to be on the throne. No one is too holy to have, they're all corrupted in some point. Just burn it. I don't even care anymore.
As long as there's a throne, there's always going to be war. So that's going to be something crazy for them to kind of tie up by the end.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to get tied up. I mean, I was going to say in reality it wouldn't happen, and this is not rich reality, but I don't know what they're going for this. Yeah, I don't. Okay, well,
speaking of bending the knee, let's talk about that cave scene, because I hope you're convinced now, Gabby, that they're gonna bone. Right?
Yeah, okay, I hate everybody.
Yeah. There was a lot of sexual tension.
There was a lot. Oh my God. How about that part where he touches her arm and leads her to the freaking scriptures on the wall, and they're looking each other's eyes.
That's too much. Okay, you're really pulling for that.
No, they're doing googly eyes at each other. Are you kidding me?
No, they're not doing. Okay,
yes,
they're not.
They are.
Okay, you know what? I don't know. I am wearing some kind of blinders, but I do not see what everyone else sees. Okay, it looked all super platonic to me. The only thing I saw was that kind of flirty look between Missandei and Danny when he was down those steps. I was like, but that was it. I did not get any sexual tension in that cave scene.
The cave scene was /romantic, girl.
No, it wasn't. It was informative.
Take off the blinders. They're gonna bone by the end of the season.
They had, that cave's really small.
You're in this war between Melissa and
I know you don't want it to happen. I know you're not pro incest, but let's face it, Targaryens have been marrying each other for centuries. So they're at least going to have sex. Come on. It's gonna happen.
I could live without it. I mean, why? You know what? I'm just new to this. I never thought they were gonna get together. I thought they were gonna find out they're related and maybe work together.
I can't believe you've avoided all those fan arts for all those years. People want them to be together.
Yeah, I never ever. I never saw it.
I honestly never got it in the beginning. I was like, No, I don't think that. And even now, I'm just like, it'd have to be a stretch for them to be together. But seeing that sexual tension in this episode, I'm like, oh damn, oh shit, they're making this happen.
I need to rewatch it because I like did not feel any of that. I was just like, oh, he's gonna show her these little paintings on the wall. It did not feel romantic at all. It felt like.
Let me grab your arm so I can lead you to the scriptures.
It felt like a nephew bringing his aunt into a cave. Okay, that's what it felt.
God, you're so blind. So funny. Okay, there's more proof. Okay, because I watched it on HBO Go, so inside the episode airs right after. The showrunner said it. There's an attraction building, like they're getting attracted towards each other.
Oh, see?
I don't know.
He knows where to put it now. So something's going to happen.
He knows a few things now, Gabby. He knows
a few things. He doesn't know nothing anymore. He knows things.
Exactly.
Oh, you guys suck. Okay, I'm going to be so pissed off when this happens. Just forewarning. I'm going to be like...
The thing is, it's weird. It's
like, okay,
I don't want...
Can I ask you a question? Is this a ship you like legitimately will enjoy? Because I mean,
it's only if I can forget that they're related, I may enjoy it.
I mean,
honestly, I can't have a ship in the show anymore. Like people just die just so often. Like all my ships have kind of died. So I just go with the flow now.
Yeah, it's just like I'm just here for the plot at this point. Like I have no investment in any character relationships.
Me either. I don't either. But they're totally setting up Jon and Daenerys. I can't believe you don't see this in the cave scene. Are you serious?
I'm gonna rewatch this stupid cave scene after the show, and I'm gonna take off the blinders and I'm gonna look at this and be like,
yes.
But I'm gonna tell you right now. First impression, I did not get anything. I was just like,
you want it to happen. Pretend that you want them to get together, and then see how it looks.
Yeah. Because, like, I don't get it. All I was thinking the entire time was, like, wondering if he actually drew those little pictures on the wall himself.
Oh my
God. That's what I was thinking the entire time during that scene. I wasn't thinking about, ooh, no.
He's like, what if Jon just drew those? So he can get
I was like, he... so
I feel, oh my God, wait a minute, more proof. In the show, even Davos called out Jon. He's like, ooh, what do you think of her? I think she has a good heart. I know you notice more than just her good heart. He's like, even he knows that Jon is catching feelings. Come on.
Personally, I just think they're trying too hard to make this happen, and we could have all lived without it happening. We
could have, but it's gonna happen.
I mean, I understand that it's gonna happen just because there's so much apparent fan demand here, not from you, but like from everyone else apparently.
Yeah.
So like, I get that it's going to happen. I'm just gonna fight it until the end, okay?
You fight on with your little heart.
My big heart, okay?
With your big heart.
Plus, I love Jon. Maybe that's what it is. I'm jealous. No, I'm joking. I'm not, but still.
No, I am. I'm definitely jealous because I've not been a fan of Daenerys. So I was more of a fan of him with Ygritte.
Oh, poor Ygritte. Rest in peace.
They could have been together.
Anyway, we have a big reunion this episode. We're getting a whole bunch of Starks up in Winterfell. Arya finally comes home.
You know what?
She gets past the stupid guards. She goes down to the crypt, and then Sansa knows exactly where she is, and they finally meet. What did you guys think?
I was disappointed.
Me too.
I was too. Me too.
Emotional weight that I thought
there was no emotion. They were both so cold, and this is the one reunion that I have been waiting for since the first episode.
Yeah,
the sisters.
The reunion between her and Brienne was more emotional.
It let me down. It let me down completely. It was just so lackluster.
It was just weird. Yeah, I mean, it kind of reminded me that they were never very close, right?
But neither were Jon and Sansa, and they were happy to see each other.
Yeah, that's true.
Because after all that you all have been through, you're finally home, and you're and you need each other because you're surrounded by enemies. You should be happy to be around each other. I just feel like their reunion reaction didn't make a lot of sense to me, especially when you have a Stark reunion like the one for Jon and Sansa, which was so beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just made no sense for Jon and Sansa to have a more emotional reunion than Arya and Sansa. Just especially since they were together the most until the end. I thought, especially since Sansa was like, she was wondering where Arya was the most.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I was a little let down by that.
I was a lot let down by that.
And especially considering the two actresses are like good friends, I thought they would have like a stronger chemistry together, but it was cold. It was cold.
Stale.
And then I have another question. Like when she was watching Arya fight with Brienne, what was your impression of Sansa's reaction to that?
So I thought that she's like mad/jealous, but according to D&D, she's worried because Arya is like a really good fighter and killer. So like this is what she's been up to like this entire time. So she's worried about that.
Okay.
But, yeah.
I kind of got that impression too. Because it's been so long that Sansa doesn't know what Arya is capable of, and I think that little set is just like she doesn't know like what to expect from her. She doesn't even know like what she is capable of and what she could do, and I think she's a little scared.
Yeah, apparently she's worried. I thought she was like hating on her sister.
Yeah, me too. She looked mad, and I thought she looked mad at Arya, not mad at what Arya had probably gone through to become this fighter.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I guess that didn't come off the way they intended because that definitely wasn't my first impression.
I thought she was like, mad and jealous of her sister.
Yeah,
I didn't like it.
But now she definitely knows that what Arya is up to, especially after Brienne kind of confirmed her
list.
Mm-hmm. So I think she's gonna kind of keep like an eye on her and see what she ends up doing next, knowing that.
To be honest, she should be happy her sister is a badass killer. Like you need somebody like that on your side. I'd be happy if I were her.
She's probably jealous that she's the only Stark who doesn't have any powers. Or something cool.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, and then Bran's like,
God, I felt bad for so uncool now. He's like permanently stoned. Like it's
not even Bran anymore. He's the 3-Eyed Raven.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is no longer Brandon Stark. How do you guys feel about that?
Sad. Because I think Mira said at the beginning, like, Bran died, in that tree or whatever. So I felt sad for her because after all she's been through and losing her brother, I mean, and then now, you don't have that same person anymore. I don't know. I guess that was a really jarring change for me. I just wasn't expecting him to change, but I guess it makes sense with the power he.
Yeah, because I guess he has like so much weighing down on him. He has so many memories and feelings and everything that there probably is just no more room for his own stuff because he's taking on so much.
Yeah, like how can a person like even think or even have proper emotions when they can just see like everything and anything in the person's life? Even so, it's just like, are we really never going to see a point of Bran Stark again? Is it just going to be this 3-Eyed Raven like personality? Is there really nothing left of him in there?
I don't know.
Maybe I don't know.
I mean, probably, at this point, he's just a vessel to help the characters like get some kind of forewarning about what's going to happen.
He's literally walking exposition now.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Yeah, like someone came up with a theory that like he's so cold towards Sansa because he knows Sansa's going to betray Jon or something like that. Which I think was a little interesting because he can see the future.
Yeah.
So then why doesn't he say something?
Because I think he knows he has like a responsibility not to say something. Like, don't all people who like time travel or know the future have to like be careful what they say? Like the general rules of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're following that, but I mean, I know he gave Arya that dagger for a reason.
I'm hoping it's to slit I'm hoping it's gonna slit Littlefinger's throat. Because did you see the look that she gave him after she finished sparring with Brienne, which is an awesome scene, and we'll talk about it. But after they finished sparring with each other, she kind of looked at him like, "This motherfucker is not ready for this." Like,
yeah,
I feel like she immediately knows not to trust him, and she's probably wondering why the hell her sister hasn't killed him yet.
Yeah. I think we're all wondering that.
Yeah,
yeah. Since he kind of knows what Bran is capable of, I think he's probably going to try to assassinate Bran again, because, you know, when he said that line, "Chaos is ladder," that Littlefinger said to Varys in season 1, he definitely knows that there's something up with him, and I have no doubt that Arya is probably going to kill him with that dagger, or hopefully Sansa will. Anyone. That
would be sweet poetic justice if he was killed by his own dagger, which he lied about. He didn't tell Bran the truth. He didn't tell him that it was actually mine.
Yeah, I definitely think that Littlefinger's going to die this season, and it's going to be by that dagger. Who exactly? I don't know. Maybe Arya at this point, because I think Bran gave it to Arya knowing that she would be the one who could do it.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, so much green sight in this episode, you guys.
Yes. We always jump ahead, as always.
Yeah.
That's the fun part.
Yeah.
So, and then what else did we see happen in this episode? There's the battle, the reunion. We see Theon come back, but you know, who cares until he does something right again.
Yeah, I'm
yeah, that was great. He finally saw Jon, and I was like, holy crap. Like,
I know. And he's like, I'm not gonna kill you because I know you saved my sister.
Yeah. I was like, no, who cares?
Yeah.
Just do it. I have no respect for Theon at all. I mean, I understand what he went through, but still, it's just like,
He has more lives than a cat. It's incredible. He's still breathing.
Yeah, he's made it so far, much farther than we thought he was going to be after Ramsay got his hands on him. So yeah. I don't know.
Like, I'm wondering what his place is going to be in the series finale and everything. If he survived this long, like, is he going to get like a bittersweet like death or something? Like, what is the point of keeping Theon alive this long?
To try to do one more thing that will redeem him, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'm totally over it.
Yeah, I mean, we could just skip over it because at this point we're wasting time with his story, and we only have 9 episodes left, right?
That's crazy.
Yeah. 9 episodes.
So yeah, it's just like, I just don't know where to fit everything. It kind of stresses me out.
But it's so fast paced now.
Yeah, it is super fast paced, but I just have no idea when, like, how they're gonna wrap things up at the very, very end, if they're even fully wrapped. But yeah, the Theon stuff I can kind of live without. I'm sure he's gonna save his sister and die for it, and then he's gonna have like a hero's death or something after. It's just gonna. Nice. Yeah, but then I won't really care.
Whatever.
Yeah, I'm just like, okay, you know, I guess good for him. Sure. Okay, let's move on.
Yes, so I really also enjoyed the scene between Brienne and Arya. I loved the fight scene between them. Yeah, and I love when Brienne asked her, "Who taught you how to do that?" She tells us, "No one."
I know, like, ha ha ha.
I'm just thinking of like Jacques and Hagar, like he must be like so proud, like wherever he is.
Maybe he's Brienne, or maybe he's Littlefinger. No, I'm joking. Yeah, I really love that. I think you really got to see just, you know, I mean, because you haven't really seen her like kill anyone, have we? I mean, not.
Yeah.
So this
not with her new skills from assassin school. Not really.
Exactly. So this is really the first time I saw her kind of show off and show her skills and her agility and everything, and it's amazing, especially against someone as like Brienne, who's just like amazing and tough and just, you know, a knight in every sense of the word. So yeah, it was fun watching that. I think that was and definitely not maybe a really important scene, but the one that I really enjoyed and kind of again, just you saw exactly what she could do.
Yeah, it felt like a continuation of their fight from what season was it? It was like a couple seasons ago when she was looking for her with the hound.
Yeah,
with the hounds, and she's like, "I'm not going like with you," and it felt like just kind of a continuation with that, with her new skills as an assassin.
Yep, I definitely, it was, I mean, she even said like, oh, you know, you battled the hound, so I want to battle you and see if I think
yes,
overtake the hound. I think that makes her feel good inside. So
really, I just want to take a quick shout out for Maisie Williams. I think she's so great. She can do so much with like her eyebrows and her eyes. I just love watching her on the screen.
I know. I love her smirks and sneers. I swear.
Yes.
They're amazing. Yeah, I mean, her whole interaction with those guards was like A+. It was so good.
Yes.
So she went in there. Good. I mean, she exudes so much power. I mean, she's so small. Yes. And you know, it's easy enough to take her seriously, but man, she's commanding, you know? So she really embodies Arya really well, just with so much power and grace. I as much as we're questioning her kind of morals and ethics with her assassin life, I think it's really interesting to see how she and, you know, the young woman she's become.
For sure. Love it. And then what else did we see this episode? That was a really short episode. On HBO Go, it ended like at 9:48.
Yeah, it was like I think it was the shortest Game of Thrones episode.
Yeah. It's only 51 minutes. It felt really short.
Super short.
I think, I mean,
pretty much covered.
We covered everything. I mean, do you guys think Jaime's still alive?
Yes, of course.
No, he ain't dying like that.
Yeah, no, I mean, you just saw him
like that.
Wait, question. Who threw him in the water? Was that
Bronn?
I think is it Bronn or is it, because I thought it was Bronn, but maybe it's also Tarly's son.
Yeah, Dickon.
Yeah, Dickon, yeah. Yeah. I thought it could be him.
Yeah, that's what I was asking, because I thought it could be either of them, but then at the end you saw Bronn saw that white horse, so maybe he got on it and helped him. But I think I'm pretty sure he's alive.
For sure.
Yeah. I think because he's going to be the one to kill Cersei, like kind of like how Yasmin was saying earlier, like
and then probably kill him.
I mean, I know we all hope that he does, but he is showing absolutely no signs of his love dying for her. So I don't know if it's going to happen this season or next season. I feel like maybe probably next season we'll see that, because he's still so like hearts in my eyes, in love with her still.
But he could kill her because he loves her. Like, he loves her so much, and that he recognizes how corrupted she is, that he needs to stop her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think what Lady Olenna was telling him, like, she's a poison, she will be your undoing, and then, I think his mind was starting to change a little better. He was kind of just being like, oh, yeah, I guess you're kind of right. Especially when, like, she said that she killed Joffrey, and Cersei was trying so hard to convince Jaime that Tyrion killed Joffrey. So I'm thinking he's starting to get the revelation that Cersei is probably not a good person.
Probably
not. Probably not. All right, so then this is time for us to get into some segments. Woo!
Yay!
So we always do our segments every episode each week. And we always start off with our Reek of the Week, which is obviously named by the Reek himself, Theon Greyjoy. This is basically a person that we generally thought sucked this episode, that we didn't really like or disagreed with. And yeah, do you guys have any Reek of the Weeks? I'm still thinking about mine. I don't know Reek of the Week.
Like, I feel like I keep naming the same ones because some people keep being Reek of the Weeks. I'm gonna say Bran, because or Three-Eyed Raven, whatever.
I majored in philosophy. This is how cool I am.
Can my Reek of the week be the Daenerys Jon Snow shippers? No, I'm joking, guys. I'm joking. No, I'm gonna stick with the Three-Eyed Raven / Bran. Just because I'm annoyed with his character. I mean, I understand his role in the whole story, and I mean, I guess he's vital. Well, I know he's vital, but I'm just sad that Bran is gone. I think we never really got mourn his death or experience it. It just kind of happened, apparently, and I felt very bad for Mira in her scene with him. So I just, yeah, he's just my week of the week.
Nice.
My
week
of the week is an unpopular opinion. I'm going with Daenerys for this week, just because I love what she's doing, but the reasons for it, not so much. She's letting her pride take over her judgment. I think she came over so, with this thought in her head that everyone's going to bow down to her because she's the true Targaryen she's the true ruler to the throne, and she expected, Jon to kneel to her, and she wanted to go and just, full on attack even against the judgment of all of her advisors. So while the battle this episode was pretty good, I don't think it was the smartest move on her behalf, because I think she just is going to make people fear her more, and that's not, I think, what you want, especially if you're trying to get the people to like you, and you're the daughter of a mad king, essentially.
That's a good point.
That's fair. My Reek of the week. Who else is left? I don't know who else to say.
I don't know.
I'm going to say Bronn, because he hurt my baby Drogon.
Oh, yeah.
He did.
Yes.
I love
that dragon.
I can never hate Bronn for some reason, and I don't know why.
Well, he's just my Reek of the week this week.
Yeah, I understand. No, I understand the pick, and I don't agree with his actions in this episode at all.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know if anyone else had that kind of feeling with him. I guess he's kind of charismatic, so you never.
It's just I always loved when he was around Tyrion, because they were kind of like a duo when he was protected him. But now he's fighting for the house that I'm against. Because I'm Team Dragon Lady, so it's kind of hard to
And he has some of the best lines, and he always calls out Jimmy on shit. So because he doesn't fight for anyone, he fights for where the money is.
Yeah,
the money. Yeah,
and when he lost his money and he just left it there, it broke my heart, because he cared about himself more than cash. Kind of thing.
Yeah, that's good.
And then our next segment, we go to our Lord or Lady Commander of this episode. It's basically the MVP of this episode, who we feel basically owned this episode. And I'm going back and forth between two people. Okay, I'm gonna pick Arya, because she finally came home. And I loved that she trained with Brienne. We got to see her skills, even though she dropped out of assassin school, and I still have some issues there, but whatever. I love her skills. And I also enjoyed her little smirk towards Peter Baelish, because they feel like she's going to be there to help her sister make better decisions towards him. So, yes. And also, again, shout out to Maisie Williams. She's killing it. Love her. Arya Stark.
Yeah, I pick Arya too for the same reason. Yeah, this reunion may have not been the one that we thought was going to happen, but it was still good, because they still had that banter that they grew that they kind of had that they had for each other since the very beginning. They had that sarcastic, witty, back and forth, and it's kind of as if they never left. And you can kind of see that Arya is more. I think she feels more at home now. I think she feels relieved that she finally has a place where she belongs now.
Yes. Yeah, I'm going to have to go for 3 with Arya. I think it's hard to pick anyone else in this episode who really stood out in a, more magnificent way than everyone else. And I agree pretty much with all you guys said. Just she really had her big moment, her big homecoming in this episode, and it is, even though her reunion with Sansa in particular didn't live up to the hype, I just like seeing her home. I like seeing her expression as she looked around Winterfell and fighting Brienne. So, yeah, she's definitely my Lady Commander of the week.
Yay, 3 for 3, Arya Stark.
Yeah.
And then our next segment is our Swing the Sword segment. This is basically where we pick up our metaphorical swords and we slash them and swing it at the character we generally thought sucked this season. I mean, it's not the season, not yet. That generally sucked this episode, who we disagreed with or whoever we just are sick of already. And we all have named our swords. And we're going to go ahead and let you guys know. Gabby, what's yours?
My sword's name's Fireheart, and my swing the sword is Littlefinger. Like I don't know if this is every week, but often enough, I want him to die, and he's still not dead. So, yeah, I hope he dies this season. I'm sick of him. I'm sick of him being all swarmy at Winterfell, creeping in the shadows, giving people look. Just sick of it.
I am too.
So, yeah. God, what did I name my sword last year? I think it was like Ballbuster or something.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'll go with that. It's Ballbuster, and yeah, I'm going to swing it on Littlefinger. I was so prepared for him to die this episode because it really looked like he was gonna die in the previews with the look of his dagger, and Brienne looked like she was swinging at someone, like she was beheading them. Alas, he didn't die this episode, but I really hope so because I'm sick of him giving glaring looks to everybody, just like you said. And he's being so, just the way he was with Bran and the whole have this sword that someone wanted to kill you with. It's like, okay. So I'm glad that kind of Bran showed him how powerful he was by mentioning something that he said in private to Varys all long ago. So I think that signs off his fate right there.
You guys stole my answer. I also want to see Littlefinger just get killed off already.
It's a very small episode.
I know, because I'm also just sick of his little smirks and glares and always just thinking that he has one up on people. But it's wild cards now because Bran is a game changer and Arya is a game changer. And I'm just ready for him to see him go. So Peter Baelish. And my sword's name is Dawn. Thank you very much. I think we can maybe not even say our green side. I feel like we already talked about it, but we can go ahead and say our green side about the next preview. Our green side segment is basically where we try to guesstimate what's going to happen down the line of the season or the next episode. We have about 3 more episodes left, right?
Yeah, for the season.
Yes. Okay. So, Gabby, do you have any green side?
I always do this beforehand. That the men trying to scheme behind Daenerys' back and trying to control her, it's going to work against them. I think she's going to find out. She's going to get pissed off. And, yeah, that's my main green side based off the preview for next week. So, yeah, because I think she's going to see this as a big victory for herself and a reason to keep doing what she's doing, even though it might not be the best thing to do in every kind of situation.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I've mentioned before, I think Littlefinger is definitely going to eat it, and I really hope so. It's kind of just been foreshadowing a lot, especially since Bran has that information that Littlefinger kind of set up this whole war, and if he's ever going to tell Sansa, which I really hope he will, then that gives them even more incentive to try to assassinate him. Because I think that I think they're all going to try to do it together, because the fact that they were all there when Bran gave Arya the knife makes me think that they're going to collaborate together on this, trying to assassinate Littlefinger, or try to outsmart him.
That's very smart, actually. That'd be cool.
Yeah. That'd be really cool. I'm guessing based on the preview that Lannisters are going to run off to their houses, or they will bend the knee because they don't want to get burned alive by the Dragon Queen. And with the men conspiring against her, I don't know, what if she doesn't find out? I'll just put that out there. She won't find out, and it's going to stir the pot, and then some shit's going to go down. She may have like no small council because she might burn them alive.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking she's gonna kill Varys for kind of like going against her in some way.
Oh, that's right, because she said, "Don't conspire behind my back."
Yeah, and she's gonna find out. And she's gonna like give them what she promised, and then it's gonna unsettle everyone there because they're not gonna be sure how to feel about her. And again, they have her father on their minds. They might think she's going the way of him. They're all scared of that. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah, she might suffer another loss by losing more people on her team. So that may occur. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, so thank you guys so much for joining us here at Queen's Landing. We have so much fun talking about the show. We're such big fans, and you are too if you're watching this. So please keep up with us on our Twitter and our YouTube, TORF Official. You can follow Queen's Landing on Twitter. I'm on Twitter. Gabby's on Twitter. Yasmin's on Twitter. And please holler at us there. Let us know what you think of the show. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did we miss? Let us know in the comments, and we'll catch you here next week for episode 5. Alrighty, bye.